Why avoidants seem to hate the one they love. Love is supposed to feel safe, like a warm embrace that calms the soul. But if you've ever loved someone with an avoidant attachment style, you've probably felt something very different. One moment they're laughing with you, holding your hand, maybe even whispering that they care. And then suddenly, it's gone. They pull back. They go cold. Sometimes they even lash out with anger or criticism. It leaves you wondering, how can someone who loves me act like they hate me? The truth is, they don't hate you. What they hate are the emotions your love stirs inside of them. Emotions they've spent their entire lives trying to bury, suppress, and avoid. And ironically, this is why avoidants often seem to hate the person they actually love the most. To really understand this paradox, we have to look at where avoidant attachment begins. The roots of avoidant attachment. Most avoidants grew up in environments where love was inconsistent, overwhelming, or conditional. Maybe they had parents who were emotionally unavailable. Maybe they were only shown affection when they achieved something, behaved a certain way, or met impossible expectations. For others, love was tied to control. Closeness always came with strings attached. As children, they learned that vulnerability was dangerous, that reaching out for affection often meant rejection, disappointment, or abandonment. So, to protect themselves, they built walls. They told themselves a story. I don't need anyone. That belief becomes armor, and for years, it works. They survive by convincing themselves that independence equals safety. But fast forward into adulthood, they fall in love. And suddenly, someone comes along, you, who breaks through those walls. You awaken the part of them that craves closeness, safety, and intimacy. And instead of feeling grateful, they feel terrified. That terror often shows up as anger, distance, or resentment. And here's why. 1. Love exposes their vulnerability. Avoidants spend years crafting the illusion of independence. They convince themselves they don't need affection, approval, or emotional support. But when they fall in love, that illusion shatters. Suddenly they do care whether you call back. Suddenly your approval matters. Suddenly your absence hurts. And for someone who's built an entire identity on being unaffected, this dependency feels humiliating. They don't actually hate you. They hate the reflection you show them of their own vulnerability. 2. Fear of engulfment. To an avoidant, intimacy doesn't just feel like love. It feels like danger. Every hug can feel like a trap. Every promise can feel like a chain. Every "I love you" can sound like a life sentence. It's not that they don't enjoy closeness. They do, but their nervous system is wired to equate closeness with suffocation. So when you step closer, they panic. And when they panic, that fear often gets projected outward as resentment toward you. 3. Unresolved childhood wounds. Love in the present always stirs up echoes of the past. Every time you show them consistent affection, it reminds them of what they didn't get as children. Every time you offer unconditional love, it highlights the conditional nature of the love they once knew. That flood of unresolved pain becomes overwhelming. Instead of sitting with it, they push it away. And the easiest way to push it away? Turn you into the problem. If they convince themselves you're the source of their discomfort, they don't have to face the truth. You've touched a wound they've been running from their entire life. 4. Loss of control. For avoidance, control equals safety, and love destroys that control. They can't control the fact that they miss you when you're not around. They can't control how much your opinion matters. They can't control the joy your presence brings, or the despair your absence causes. That loss of control feels like weakness, and rather than surrender to it, they lash out at the very person who triggered it, you. To them, it feels like you've stolen their armor, and even though it's love, it feels like danger. 5. Fear of abandonment. Here's the painful paradox. Avoidants pull away because they're afraid you'll leave. The more they love you, the more they stand to lose. So they convince themselves, if I don't get too close, I won't get hurt. But when love breaks through anyway, they prepare for heartbreak. They create distance, pick fights, or find flaws. Not because they've stopped loving you, but because they believe sabotaging the relationship now will soften the pain of losing it later. 6. Love demands growth. Perhaps the hardest part for an avoidant is this. Real love forces them to grow. Love challenges their defenses. It forces them to confront their fears, open up emotionally, and rewrite the story they've lived by for years, that they're better off alone. Your love disproves their old narrative, and instead of gratitude, their first instinct is anger. Not because you're wrong for loving them, but because love demands change, and change feels terrifying. Here's the irony. The deeper an avoidant loves you, the stronger their defenses often become. The more they care, the more they retreat. From the outside, it feels like rejection, but on the inside, it's protection. You give them love, they give you distance. You offer closeness, they respond with withdrawal. And eventually, you might even start to believe you're the problem. But the truth is, their pushback is not about your worth. It's about their fear. So what should you do if you love an avoidant? Don't take it personally. Their withdrawal is not a reflection of your value. It's a reflection of their fear. Hold your boundaries. Don't lose yourself trying to prove you're safe. Show them that love doesn't mean suffocation. Model healthy love. Through your consistency and independence, you show them that closeness doesn't equal captivity. Avoidants don't actually hate the person they love. They hate feeling powerless, vulnerable, and exposed. But if you can respect their space while standing firm in your own value, you give them a chance to rewrite their story. At the end of the day, avoidants don't hate love, they fear it. They fear what it reveals. They fear how much it matters. They fear the pain of losing it. And yet, those very fears prove that their love is real. As Rumi once said, "The wound is the place where the light enters you." For an avoidant, love is that wound. And for you, it may just be the light. If this breakdown gave you clarity, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more insights into the psychology of love and attachment.